the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Wake and Jake in the morning, Wake and Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Ooh. Good evening, bakers. How about a little Wake and Jake happy hour for the gals tonight? Seeing everyone in the chat, some excitement. Normal Dog, Luca, Michelle, Quentin, Fayao, everyone here right now. You guys are the best. Everyone not live right now, you got an excuse today because we're sneaking it in. I told BBD tomorrow our biggest thing is the live stream because we're not doing Talking Baseball because there's no game tonight. And yeah, so Wake and Cake was on the calendar. We were saying, well, we can save ourselves about 10 hours if we do Wake and Jake at night. So as you guys know, we've pre-recorded a couple, and that was my thought. And then BBD said, well, let's just go live. That was a good point. How about Deanna in the chat? First time I'm able to go live for this. I think that's our friend from Pittsburgh. Let's go.
I think so.
The Steel City's in the house. Thank you, everyone that's joining us. And, hey, maybe if we have some afternoon Wake and Bake success, it could become a regular thing. We've got a ton of baseball to catch up on. And a lot of you freaks like baseball. So we can do some of that. We will preview the football at the end. Turkleton, a little afternoon delight, sure is. Man, where do we start? Hope everyone's having a good week. I'll start there. Happy Wednesday night. Crack open a cold one. Crack open whatever you like to crack, if you know what I'm saying. We should start. What's the game of the night yesterday? I mean, it's probably the Braves-Brewers game, but it wasn't, so it's not the game of the night. Let's mini Cron Pod it. Every podcast at John Boy Media is a Cron Pod, so this first segment is called The Baseball. Astros killed the White Sox. We'll talk ALCS in a second, and we'll be doing the full preview on Talking Baseball on Friday. Let's get the Astros out of the way. Astros dominated. The three of us picked the Astros to beat the White Sox, which we're not experts. Baseball, we are experts. Baseball happens. Don't bet against the Astros until they give you a reason not to. Carlos Correa in a big at-bat. He does it again. Their pitching is kind of severely underrated. Everyone gets lost in the hitting as well as you should. Let me get some of their hitting stats from that series because they went nut job. Houston Astros baseball reference. Correa's a beast. Altuve's a beast. Tucker, Brantley. Man, if you're someone that just lives filled with hate towards the Astros, which part of me gets, they did cheat the sport. You know, it's kind of one of those both can be true. The Astros did cheat. They're also really good at baseball. We'll find out how good as they go. I mean,
one of those things is what makes the other thing so annoying.
Right. And it's, not shots fired at the Red Sox, which we'll talk about them in a second. My two favorite teams. Excited for that. Where's the best place to get playoff series stats? Okay, AL Division Series. White Sox, what do you do? That's kind of the big question. The White Sox, on paper, are a very similar team to the Astros. the White Sox have a ton of talent. They arguably have better starting pitching and bullpen. Is that nuts?
You would, just glancing at rosters, I think most people would say they at least had more high-end depth.
I think Astros lineup you would end up taking over the White Sox lineup, but it's close. There's something to experience that analytics will probably never admit. Okay, so here's some offensive stats from this series for the Houston Astros. Michael Brantley, 368 batting average. Kyle Tucker, 1. OPS. Altuve, 1.1 OPS. Bregman, 375, 444, 882 OPS. Correa, 1.068 OPS. Yordan Alvarez, 1.166 OPS. Obviously, these numbers in a short series get cooked a little easier. You have one big game in 4 games. The point is, they had, Chas McCormick, 2 for 5. Let's not talk about him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 6 hitters have impact series. Yuli Gurriel is the only guy who didn't. And did he win the batting title this year? Let me check. Oh. He did. Yuli Gurriel, your batting champ, was their only hitter that had a really bad hitting series. And I think he had 2 hits in the final game, so don't be surprised if Yuli Gurriel goes off for the CS. Their hitting is serious. Their pitching is good and well managed. I don't know if there's another way to say it. I know we've been talking about managers probably too much. And you look like a good manager when your hitters hit that much. White Sox are going to be a really fun discussion this offseason. You want to upgrade. You got knocked out in 4 games in the first round, and you kind of got dominated. You kind of got manhandled by the bad guys. Hey, for some of their young guys, maybe it'll be a building block. Cease, Crochet, Kopech got hit around a little bit. Oh, Crochet, I guess his stats landed up okay. He gave 5 hits and 2.1. They only had 1 pitcher. Oof. The White Sox, Garrett Crochet, 3 appearances, 0 earned runs, 2.1 innings, 5 hits. Tepera's stat line ends up looking fine, 4.2, 1 earned run. Rodon, Bummer, Giolito, Kimbrel, Hendricks, Lynn, Cease, Kopech, all with ERAs over 6. You take out Rodon, everyone's ERA is over 8. So, if you're the White Sox, you have your core, you have your team. It's going to be really interesting. Do they try to add one more big piece this offseason? I think they've got room in their outfield for a big piece. Pretty much everyone's coming back. Rodon's the only impact guy this year that's really a free agent. You know, some of their young guys get a year older. We'll see how they feel next year. They're the favorites in the AL Central. It'd still be a disaster if they don't win the AL Central next year. The Tigers would have to get really good and make giant moves.
And they have guys who are supposed to become high-end talent.
Who knows? Torkelson they could call up, but
Mize was a number 1 pick.
White Sox are going to be really interesting to see their offseason. Do they go for it? Do they just roll it out there and hope they get a little more experience? I don't know. Interested to find out. Astros advance to go play the Boston Red Sox. Let's wait on that for a second. Let's do the other game. The other game, we live streamed it. Thank you to everyone that was there. I know a lot of you in the chat were there. You guys are the best. And then a little Bleacher Report spot afterwards. Whoops. Sorry about you. The Braves beat the Brewers. The highlight is the Freddie Freeman home run. Frederick. I'm starting to say that too much. I kind of need to stop. Man, I thought this series was going 5 for sure. I wanted it to go 5. It does not. It almost did. Yeah, it was a 4-4 game. Freddie Clips. Josh Hader. Almost called him Bill. Freddie Clips Bill Hader. A driving accident in L.A. The Braves. Talked about it. We did a good segment on it, Talking Baseball today. The Braves this year, I mean, the first half of their season, they felt like the Yankees. They were kind of the two American League favorites that were underachieving. The Braves had a lot of injuries. The Yankees just never hit all year. The Braves, they made a bunch of trades at the deadline. Small moves, veteran moves, Jorge Soler, Jock Peterson, Eddie Rosario. By the way, did I just name 3 guys that had massive impacts for them? Jock, Rosario, and Soler. Soler's been their leadoff guy.
It's been just straight up good for them.
Jock, monster. Rosario with the huge pinch hit yesterday.
Duvall was on the team last year, but they had to trade to get him back. Non-tendered him after the season last year. Weird.
Yeah.
Baseball's dumb.
Baseball. Good for the Braves. I mean, I think the whole thing is we know that one of the big bad teams in the West is coming. We're not sure who yet. The Brewers just did not hit at all. The Braves, it ends up Jock has a nice series because he's got 2 home runs. Freddie Freeman, including the game winner, has a nice series. Young, thick Austin Riley, Duvall, Rosario with the big hit. You know, not a crazy series from them. It's just on the other side of the field, it was Rowdy and it was Narvaez. Their second best hitter in this series was Omar Narvaez, who was 3 for 8. So, like, that's just tough. How about this? New Jakey stat of the day. I should have been on this for Talking Baseball. Only one Brewer had more than 1 RBI. Rowdy's got the 2 2-run homers. He had 4. How about 3 Brewers had RBIs? Narvaez had 1 and Kane had 1. None for Eddie Escobar. None for Adames. None for Urias. None for Yelly, Avasale. Colin Wong goes 1 for 15. You have to give credit to the Braves. Their starting pitchers are a lot of names you know and a lot of guys that have good October numbers. Morton, Fried, Ion Anderson. Thank you, Jorge. Some birthday love in the chat. You're the best. I appreciate you. You also have to point the finger at Milwaukee and say they weren't hitting. And they just weren't scary. Like, it wasn't. Yelly's probably getting it Yelly down bad today. And he's our guy, and he's super nice to us. He hung out and watched us play blitzball. He'll be the first to tell you he doesn't want his stat line to be 3 for 15 with 3 singles. 494 OPS. That's pitcher stuff. He's a key cog on that team. They need to add one more impact back, and you hope Yelly figures it out.
You know, Yelly to go back to Yelly, and then another impact back goes a long way there.
Yeah, I mean,
they have a bunch of dudes who fit in as part of good lineups.
Because they have a formula that works. They have a lot of really good pitching. That's all going to be back next year. And they have guys that contribute. You know, Rowdy Tellez, Zoe Kane, Eddie Escobar, Willie Adames, Urias, Avasale Garcia, Colton Wong. Those guys are going to contribute, whether it's offensively or defensively. That's kind of how those guys rack up WAR. You need another fear factor in the lineup. They looked at Justin Turner before the season. They were in some names during the trade deadline. Brew Crew pack it up. Good for the Braves, man. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, Ion Anderson. They're going to have to ride those guys as hard as they can. I mean, they can probably get 6 starts out of them if you play a 7-game series, right?
Yeah.
Because NLCS doesn't start till Saturday. So that's Fried.
Yeah, ready to go.
Anderson, Morton. And then you've got a game 4, which is always the tricky one. But then I think you're free to. So the Braves probably have more of a path than I keep leading on, just because the Giants and the Dodgers had such great regular seasons. They're good teams, but it kind of doesn't mean anything now. Especially a good East Coast, West Coast series. Those teams are going to play another game. I don't think the wear and tear really matters that much. Good for the Braves. Where are you at with the Braves, BBD?
Braves are. I mean, they're obviously largely disappointing in the regular season, but they've got and they're missing Acuna, which is big.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit on Talking Baseball this morning. If he's involved, it's way easier to buy in. But I mean, their arms match up any given day with anybody.
Yeah.
And that lineup, a lot of guys contribute, a lot of guys who more than contribute. So it's just bullpen, hold it down, and it's a lot of guys who have also done it before.
Right.
In real time, I don't know how. I think Braves fans aren't trusting a lot of them, particularly Will Smith, but he has a long history of
got 3 saves.
Mostly figuring it out.
3 saves and didn't give up a run this series. I know it wasn't pretty, but
and
Matzik was really good. Luke Jackson was good.
It's the team who's been knocking on the door a couple years now. So
we're gonna find out soon, and the lean is on those West Coast teams, but
the fact that the West Coast teams have to play and stuff, and in theory that they should have someone not available game 1 that they would like.
Is the only guy that got hit this series, man. So think about everything I just said about the White Sox. Their pitching got raked over by Houston. Charlie Morton had a 3.86 ERA. 2 starts, 9.1, 4 earned runs. That's fine. It's okay. Charlie would like to be a little better, but that's fine. Huascar Ynoa, 1 inning, 2 earned runs. He got hit. Nobody else gave up an earned run. Anderson, Chavez, Fried, Jackson, Matzik, Minter, Will Smith. Brewers only got to 1 pitcher. So, yeah, I think we'll find out soon the level of how good were the Braves versus how bad were the Brewers hitting. Good for the Braves, man. Their regular season did not feel good, and they're back here doing it in the CS with a lot of experience. They will be taking on the winner of the Dodgers-San Fran, so we won't be previewing that at all. We'll be previewing it on Talking Baseball. Game 5, Game 4 felt super soft. The Dodgers took the lead. It seemed like the Giants didn't really care. Like they knew the Dodgers were going to take their full heavyweight punch, and the Giants weren't going to counter that really. The Giants won Game 3, the win game. If you guys haven't seen the highlights of that, it's pretty chaotic. Couple balls hit that definitely leave on a normal night that had no chance. Everyone saw the Gavin Lux one. He tries to fly one Oppo Taco, and it doesn't even make the warning track. He thought he got it. He pointed to the bench. That's tough. I mean, a little bit of egg on his face. I know the analytics were coming out and said it was a homer 70% of the time. Well, there's 30% leeway, and if the wind is blowing like that, there's no chance of that ball getting out, which sucks for him. And, some Will Smith stuff going on there. Let's see, who's hitting? Will Smith, 2 homers so far in the series. He's raking. Mookie Betts, always. Gavin Lux with a couple hits. Meanwhile, for the Giants, Chris Bryant having a big series. Tommy La Stella, Posey, Crawford. Crawford. Game 1, Logan Webb dropped it on the table. He'll be pitching Game 5. That's exciting. I think we're going to find out if he's a dude or not, which is pretty sucky ask against the Dodgers. Although, again, the secret on the Dodgers is they haven't hit all year. It's never fully come together. Now, it could literally happen tomorrow night, and nobody would be surprised. But if it doesn't, we shouldn't be surprised. They didn't
been
hit.
The story of their season was that them and the Yankees kind of had similar parallels. Like on paper, all these guys are supposed to
Studs.
hit and don't. Dodgers definitely did it better over the course of the year. But yeah, I mean, all year the Dodgers fans have been looking for more runs. Their pitching's
Incredible. I think they
nuts
finished
top
the
to
year
bottom.
with like a 2.9 ERA.
insane.
Yeah. 11th in batting average, 6th in OPS, which, again, that's still good, but it's not where you'd expect this Dodgers roster. And, hey, how much of that OPS was helped by Max Muncy?
Yeah.
Like, Max Muncy's an OPS dude.
He was their only, like, wire-to-wire good season guy.
Yeah. I mean, Turner's
much.
there. Mookie was a little under Mookie standards. Turner also with a good year, but Will Smith, Taylor. It's going to be interesting. Urias is getting the start for the Dodgers against Webb, who, man, I think if he played on a lot of other teams this year, we would have talked about Webb a lot more. He had a great year. He had a great first playoff start. San Francisco is going to be rocking. I guess what's going to be interesting, I think Scherzer's probably going to be available out of the pen. Buehler's out. That's kind of it for the Dodgers. So they're Urias, Scherzer, Jansen, Trinan, Knievel. I think those are the only people you really want to touch the ball. Maybe Brewstar. We'll see if Scherzer's a need. He may not be if Urias is Urias. I guess San Francisco, that's got to be your only fear factor. If they have to pull Webb early, Gossman's probably available, but he hasn't been that good. Is Alex Wood available? He had a good start the other night. And then at the end of their bullpen, anyone that'll listen to me, I'll talk about Camilo Duvall. Go watch this dude pitch. Go watch Trevor Plouffe did a sequence episode on him. Disgusting. Tyler Rogers, Jake McGee. Jake McGee scares you just because he only throws fastballs. He's really good at it. But I feel like in a game 5, if you get beat on a Jake McGee fastball, that's a scary moment. Should be a great game. I think just for chaos reasons, I'm rooting for the Giants. I mean, again, when you put the rosters on paper, this is how Fangraphs, because they're going to start their righty lineup. Like, I think Wilmer Flores might get the start. Wilmer Flores. Is Darren Ruff going to lead off? He's done that for them at times. Donovan Solano. Interested to see Brandon Crawford, Posey, Chris Bryant, Longoria. Who are we going to be talking about after the game? I don't know. Hopefully it's an awesome game. This is their first playoff series, right? Wasn't that the whole thing talking in? So the fact that this comes down to a do-or-die game, you wish it was 7. You wish it was a 7-game series. It's not. It's 5. It's going to be fun. We're going to be live streaming this game. Everyone is welcome to join us. I don't know if there will be Bino. We'll see.
I would
It's a Bino.
put the over on any or no Bino.
Yeah. I don't know.
My bet's on the over.
Sometimes it sneaks in. So that's what's going on in the NL. No idea if the Dodgers or Giants win. Gun to my head, I genuinely think I would bet the Giants. If you just gave me even odds.
They've just been finding ways to win.
Just because they're at home.
I suppose
I don't know if that's true.
I lean on the Dodgers having a lot of playoff experience, but at the end of the day, there's enough of those guys on the Giants that have done it. And all year, it's been Giants overcoming expectations and just winning games and beating teams that you don't expect them to beat.
You know what the lame stream line is, BBD? It's if they played this game 100 times, I think it'd be 50-50. It's a good line.
Yeah.
Could just say 50-50. But when you lay it out that way, the team's playing 100 games, that's dramatic. That's fun.
Before the playoffs went on, my friend from college, Elliot, went on his show. He asked me, like, who the sleeper of the playoffs is. And it's like, well, it's kind of fucked up, but it's kind of the Giants.
Yeah.
They're the number one seed in the whole thing, but just all year nobody's like nobody's giving a shit.
Yeah.
Like in the nicest way.
Right. Like, if
That's been like the calling card of
if
the team.
the Giants lose one baseball game to one of the better teams to ever play baseball, the whole season feels like a hoax, which sucks. Meanwhile, if they win, it's all verified and they're like arguably the favorites. So it's a six sport. Baseball isn't supposed to come down to one game. That's what makes some of the one games so great. That's how heroes are born. Excited to see who gets it. So yeah, can't preview the NLCS. We'll do that on Talking Baseball. ALCS, just a teaser. I mean, not going to do like a deep dive. If you want that, you go on Talking Baseball. I'll just say this. I know Boston, this was supposed to be their rebuilding year, all of that, blah, blah, blah. They're here. They are hitting insane. They are out of control. Schwarber, Kike, Devers, Bogarts, Verdugo, JD, and Renfroe, and Christian Vasquez. I got to bring up the stats. I didn't want to bring up the stats. I'm going to bring up the stats. Boston had 8 hitters hit last series. I know the Rays are stretched thin, but it's hard to have 8 hitters hit against any team.
Tough to get 8 guys hot.
And man, the Renfroe bounce in the wall. I know, if you believe in baseball, you believe that means something. Let me get you some stats. Kike Hernandez, 1.3 OPS. That's good. JD Martinez, 1.2 OPS. That's good. Devers, 1.0. That's good. Vasquez, 9.38. Schwarber, 8.89. Bogarts, 8.68. Verdugo, 8.42. Renfroe's the low man at 7.21. 294, 368 on base. How about this? How about I round it out for you, BBD? Christian Arroyo, who is a starter for them. 5 for 16, 313 batting average. Their worst hitter had a 688 OPS, which is just below league average. In a playoff series, 4 games. The Rays, who I know the starting pitching doesn't look like what you'd assume or think a championship starting pitching would look like. They had the third best bullpen ERA. And they pitched basically all their bullpen guys. So, the Red Sox, their hitting is going to be a problem. How much can Houston pitch? How much can the Red Sox pitch? Both of those lineups are going nuts right now. I think it's going to be a hitting exhibition, which is probably good for baseball. I think it's going to be tight. I think we're going to look back, and if there's, one pivot game, I'll say this. The Red Sox probably need 2 pivot games. Like, if there's 2 games that are just locked up and one thing happens and that team wins that game, the Red Sox need 2 of those. The Astros are really good. If the Astros get one pivot game where it's 4-4 in the 8th inning, then it's like heavy Astros. They just have a lot more pitching depth. That being said, Cora, he somehow always finds a way to push his pitchers the right way. You're going to get 2 Evaldi starts. See if Erod can have a big game. Sale, who knows? Hasn't looked like Chris Sale. And Tanner Houck, that's probably the Red Sox X factor if we were writing an article. How are they going to deploy him? Do you save him for 2 games that you're leading and hope he can shut it down for 3 innings? A Urias? It's interesting. I don't even want to. We'll see with Houck. He's got to be their X factor. If you're the Astros, like, they don't even need an X factor.
Kind of just good.
I mean, I think the Astros are going to the World Series. This is a, let's be honest. This is a John Boy Media worst case scenario. You guys want to drink tears? You guys want to do whatever? Yeah. Yeah. Astros have owned the Yankees. Red Sox have owned the Yankees. Scandal. Half scandal. It's tough. It's brutal. The other option was the Rays, who have been tormenting the Yankees. Thanks, White Sox. ALCS should be a lot of fun baseball. I hope that's the takeaway. If these Red Sox-Astros games are 7-6, 8-5, I hope it's good baseball, good hitting. And it should be, man. Should be fun. Anything else there, babes?
Worst case scenario for us, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean those are.
But this will be more watchable than Red Sox Rays was.
Yeah, I
At
mean
least it's very compelling baseball.
There's a lot of names. I mean that's the Rays' downfall. Like we can tell you about Wander Franco, and hopefully he's next, and Randy Arozarena, but you don't know a lot of the guys in Tampa. Because the Tampa Bay Rays aren't Tampa Bay Rays. They're the St. Petersburg Rays. And St. Petersburg is a really small market. It's just like the facts. Some of the facts on that are ridiculous. Baseball stays hot in the street. Come watch Dodgers-Giants with us. And then we'll probably be streaming Friday night ALCS Game 1, right?
I think someone's streaming with us.
Are you serious? We'll be streaming with Dugout Mugs. You guys know Dugout Mugs. I do have something to tell you guys. The code here is Jake Sucks. So, if you're one of the Wake and Jake faithful, that you've been on the fence, you've been hearing us talk about the Dugout Mugs. Yeah, I've seen the Dugout Mugs. It's a baseball bat you drink out of. I get it. But you haven't gotten one yet. I think now's the time. Because with code dugoutmugs.com/JakeSucks, you can get a free knob shot. They're really nice, guys. Get your favorite team. They've got player ones. They are the knob of the bat, the knob shot, if you will. The Dugout Mugs are so good. They've got a metal one now that's pretty diesel. That's kind of a flex. That's kind of a flex. You bring that in and you flex on people. Go get the free knob shot, dugoutmugs.com/JakeSucks. Pay the shipping and handling, and you get a free knob shot.
And even when you're not using them as the mug, it's just a nice decorative piece. We have them lining our set out there.
Yeah, when we were setting up for BR, we were like, oh, what should we make the set look like? And we were like, well, the Dugout Mugs look badass. Yeah, like I know they don't push that, but they could very well be a decorative piece.
Yeah.
We've been drinking out of them and decorating out of them. So thank you, Dugout Mugs, dugoutmugs.com/JakeSucks. I know some of you just like writing those two words together, so just maybe even punch it in the promo code screen. Feel that emotion of the Jake sucking. Baseball's hot in the streets. Hockey started. We're a big hockey pod. No idea what's going on. Just saw the Vegas Night Kraken video, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Go look that up. That's basically just art. Let's talk a little football. Ravens won. Crazy game on Monday night? Sunday night? Monday night. Good for them. Lamar Jackson, again. If you dislike Lamar Jackson, look up some stuff on it. He's really good. Let's see the schedule this weekend. This is how we've been kind of ending the Thursday/Wednesday pregame show. Wow. It's a good way. It kind of paces you for the weekend. If you're a sports fan, you know, football is going to be around your weekend. Sometimes you got something going on at 1 o'clock. Sometimes you got something at 4. This has kind of been pointing us in the right direction. tomorrow night, Thursday night, you're watching baseball, but your flip channel can be Bucks-Eagles, at least probably for the first half.
Yeah, and it looks like you'll get that first quarter. You can fully watch that because I think the baseball's not till 9.
Good fantasy matchup.
Yeah.
You know, Hurts is out there. Eagles have any... I guess the
Miles
rookies,
Sanders.
Smith, Miles Sanders, I feel like they
I don't think
haven't
he's
been
had-
losing him.
He hasn't had a big year. He's on my team.
Gainwell.
One of his games was a big one. So that was nice.
Tampa's only a 7-point favorite. I know it's on the road. The Eagles have been scrambling. Shouldn't be a challenge for the Bucks. Prove me wrong, Eagles. What's going on, Philly? Does Philly like us? Philly likes you, right?
Philly's
Your
all in on
infield?
me. We'll see about next year.
You're a fake Philly guy, kind of. We've made that up in our heads, so we just let that play out. Let's see the Sunday slate. Oh,
They're back.
we have another London game.
At least we're giving the Brits a real treat.
This is mean.
Back-to-back weeks.
Jaguars, Dolphins?
The 4 teams we've sent to London.
This happens every year. Jaguars, Dolphins. I don't think Tua's back. I guess I can Google that. Golly. Returns to practice 4 hours ago. Dude, how much does that suck? I'm hurt. I might be able to play football. We're in London. That's a nightmare.
Brutal.
I mean, kids from Hawaii, not that that matters, but it like half fake matters. Halfway around the world from your home. Yeah, I don't know what you do. If you're up and you're looking for sports to watch, congratulations. If not, also congratulations. That's a tough one.
Not even,
Jaguars,
like fantasy implications
Urban.
in that one. At least like Falcons, like Patterson and Calvin Ridley are like on a lot of fantasy teams. Jets are the New York market at least, but
Urban
it's
Meyer.
like Dolphins, Jags.
Could be
Urban
Trevor.
Meyer.
Hey, how about this? But you kind of can't root for Urban right now. If Trevor Lawrence's first win is in London, you could do some dumb stuff with that.
Yeah, if it takes a few more weeks for a win in America.
Like if they finish 1-16, you can be like, oh, still hasn't won in the States. So maybe we can root for that.
Yeah. They already
We'll see.
has more like 3 more losses than he had in all of
Yeah.
high school and college regular seasons.
It's a different league, and your coach is a creep. Let's see the 1 p.m. games. Let's sober up a little bit. Packers, Bears. It's usually a fun one. In Chicago, Rodgers likes to torture them. 4.5-point favorites. Interesting. Bears are 3-2. This matters to them. I don't know. Could be a good watch. We'll see. Bengals, Lions. My goodness. How about this? Put a little sprinkle on the Lions.
It's got to happen sometime.
It's got to happen.
They're playing too well to be 0-5.
It's in Detroit. The Bengals have their weak spot. Rookie quarterback. He's not a rookie, but he was kind of out all of last year. Joe Burrow, he's tasting himself a little bit. Hit him in the chest a couple times. Come on, Lions.
Bengals played a nice brand.
Come on, Lions. How about this? Don't let the Bengals go up like 14 points. Detroit dabber in there. I'll be at the Lions-Bengals game, LMAO. That kind of sums it up. You go to a Lions-Bengals game basically expecting a butt fumble. How about this? There will be a Hail Mary caught in the Lions-Bengals game. I don't know if it's to end the game or the half. But there will be a Hail Mary caught.
They might do it at some other time.
Yeah, could just be like in the middle of the game. Like they
My
might
dad playing Madden.
forget the downs or something. Okay, so that's free money for you guys. I don't know how you bet that. Texans, Colts, no. Definitely
Move
not.
on.
Rams, Giants.
Giants at home. Giants without any players you've heard of.
Who's their back? Is it Colt McCoy? Is this a McCoy game?
Mike Glennon.
Oh, no.
I have no idea who third string is. No idea.
Oh, no. Okay.
Daniel Jones still the Giants' leading rusher, I believe, and Saquon's out, so
Saquon's out.
they'll remain this week. No third QB listed on the roster. I think it's Tony.
So this is the Sean Glennon, Devontae Booker game?
Yeah, I got Jones, Barkley, Galladay, all doubtful.
Oh,
Shepard's questionable. Tony's questionable. Don't remember him getting hurt. Andrew Thomas was out last week.
hey,
Defense is kind of healthy.
go check out Talking Giants. That's a chunky.
I think the episode they dropped today. Today's Wednesday. I think that's when they dropped their midweek. I believe they said it's like the loudest they've gotten, or whatever tweet Justin had.
Good.
They were very excited on their episode.
Huge. Excited then.
I don't know which way.
Go Giants, go.
And I
Be
haven't-
the game of the year that surprises everyone. Ruin a bunch of people's survival picks. How about that? Chiefs, Washington, a couple 2 and 3 teams. That's pretty shocking.
Jeez,
In
2-3.
Washington? Yeah, I know.
Wow.
They got to hit the go button. They're a 7-point favorite in Washington. Washington's really done nothing to impress this year at all.
Defense took like a big step back.
Man, if Washington gives the Chiefs a game, ooh, boogity. Vikings, Panthers, half fun. 2 and 3 Vikes, 3 and 2 Panthers. Vikings really need it. Panthers need it to like stop the bleeding.
McCaffrey's 50-50 to play.
Oh, really?
Saw that today.
Minnesota, a 1-point favorite in Charlotte. Okay. That's a fun game nobody cares about. Chargers, Ravens. Wow. Both 4-1. Okay. So
that's the clear winner of the slot.
This is your 1 p.m. winner. The Chargers are playing the Ravens. Both teams are 4-1. Ravens have survived a couple games while the Chargers have been like potent. Is that the right word? They're like the second best team in the AFC right now. In Baltimore, short week for the Ravens. They play the Monday night game. That should be a good watch. If you can find that game, that should be the winner. Man, okay. I'm excited for that game. Which leads us to the 4 o'clock hour.
Seems fun.
Cardinals-Browns. Okay. Browns at home. Cardinals undefeated. Browns 4-2 feels a lot better than 3-3.
Browns are 3-point favorites.
I think there's some really interesting numbers on the Browns. I was listening to Russillo. Love me some Russillo. He was saying that Baker has incredible first and third quarter stats, like game plan out of halftime, which would be related to head coach Kevin Stefanski, offensive coordinator, and his second quarter and fourth quarter numbers kind of suck. Something to watch. Could be small sample. Could also make sense. Which, again, shouldn't be like a shot at Baker. Like, if you're good at executing the game plan,
It's not a bad thing.
that's the goal. That's the goal. Kyler, I just wouldn't bet against him, man. He's, I think he's your current MVP leader. 5-0 Cardinals. Let me see their schedule. What do they got at the Browns? Texans. So if they win this Browns game, you're looking at 7-0. Then Packers, Niners, Panthers, Seahawks. You're going to lose a game or two in there, but
This would be a nice one to secure.
6-0.
But they've built themselves a little cushion already. So
Good for them. Cowboys, Patriots. How about them? In Gillette, Foxborough. I hope the Patriots make it a game. I think Dallas is a ton more talented. I think New England has a better coach. I think they're a lot less talented. This is interesting. I have no idea. I don't know if New England can give them a game. This is a good test for New England. The Cowboys are so much more talented. This will be a good test to see if New England's coming together and figuring it out and getting better, or if there's a world where, favorite line, Patriots just can't keep up with a team like this.
Cowboys have a record that represents how talented they are.
Yeah, they're
For the first time in a
4-1.
while. And Patriots, you got to win to keep the NFC sloppy.
I mean, dude, Patriots wins are against the Jets and the Texans.
They lost to the Dolphins?
They lost to the Saints and they lost to the Dolphins. That's the Dolphins' one win. And they played a close game with the Bucs, but they lost. Yeah, this is a big one for the Patriots. You have the Jets waiting for next week. So if you could somehow sneak out a win, we'll be talking about like the 4-3 Patriots and Belichick, and Mac Jones is getting better. Dude, that team just doesn't have a lot of talent. Like, we were just talking about the Sean Glennon, Devontae Booker, G-Men. Mac Jones, your wide receiving core right now is Jacoby Myers, Aguilar, and Kendrick Bourne.
Their tight ends are the most exciting part.
Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, which, again, those guys can have a nice game.
Those are both, like, great number 2 tight ends. Great number 2s.
I don't know. I said some nice things about the Patriots that I'm wondering if I'll have to take back. 'Cause yikes. Just not a lot of talent, man.
Couple names on the defensive side of the ball, but yeah. Even then, like, not crazy, but Judon's good. Hightower.
Belichick's good, but
Van Noy's back.
those are the 4 o'clock slate. The night game, Steelers-Seahawks, both 2-3 in Pittsburgh. For everything that's been said about Pittsburgh, they're 5-point favorites. Deanna's Pittsburgh. Interested to see. Man. Yikes. Should be a fun game.
I think it'll be close.
That should be a fun game. Russ and Big Ben in Pittsburgh.
A couple years ago, I remember a tweet saying, like, Russell Wilson's never gotten to play just a normal game. Every game the Seahawks play, I get a wild ending, and feels like that's going to happen again this week.
Yeah. Deanna's a Giants fan. Sorry, Deanna. Maybe be a Pittsburgh fan this year. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one for me. Everyone's been really down on Pittsburgh. People are down on Seattle. They're 2-1 on the road. They've got Russ. I guess Pittsburgh, that's a tough place to play. But I don't know. I think the rule of thumb is Russ not playing?
Oh, he is
Then
out.
that makes a ton of sense. Excuse me. I thought he was cleared to play this week. He's going to be out like a month, right?
Yeah, he's out like a while.
Oh.
That's right.
The 5 points is low.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. It's Geno Smith
The
playing this
Seahawks without Russ are not a football team. That's on me, Bakers. Excuse me.
week? I should have remembered that.
Steelers are going to be 3-3. How about it? Their offense is starting to figure it out. Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Claypool. Think about everything I just said about the Patriots. So whatever you think about the Patriots, Belichick's arguably the best coach ever. Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I know there's a lot of ways that conversation can go. Let's leave it there for now. Big Ben is Big Ben at this point. Najee Harris is a good young running back from everything we know. He's had a couple weeks now that are like, okay, this dude can play. Deontay Johnson has had a few big games. Chase Claypool's kind of a beast. James Washington or Juju. But I think Juju's out.
He had surgery last week.
Eric Ebron, whatever. But I don't compare Deontay Johnson, Claypool, or Najee Harris. I think would be the best offensive player on the Patriots.
Yeah,
which again shouldn't be the standard, but the chat has spoken. Big Baby over Big Ben. So it's hard to argue that.
Tom Ace.
It's hard to argue that, our guy. And then Bills-Titans is the Monday night game. So, I mean, we'll be back for Wake and Jake on Monday. We'll talk about that a little bit. Buffalo's dominant. They're 5.5-point favorites in Nashville. Titans have been up and down. Wouldn't be surprised if the Titans respond there. That seems like a very Titans move.
It's the type of game they win.
In Nashville, Derrick Henry. Geno Smith. Have a game, Geno. Prove me wrong. How about that? Root for players. That's kind of the football weekend preview. So what did we learn? At the 1 o'clock, you're probably looking for Chargers-Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
At 4 o'clock, Cardinals-Browns. And the night game, Seahawks. I was going to say entertaining. I mean, there's a chance that game's also very ugly.
Chad's pointing out Geno played well in the little taste he got last
Yeah,
week.
he did.
They also
He had a
were
drive.
not game planning for Geno. So
Rarely are. All right, so that's kind of your sports preview. We never did anything with the boxing because, I don't know. That's old news now. I like Fury. It's a little weird. A lot of weird. Almost so weird you question it. But I think he's just that weird. So good for him. Hockey starting. Is there anything else in the sports world? Are there any events we're missing? I mean, we're getting ready for NBA.
NBA's coming.
It's crazy.
And
When's opening night? Do you know?
It's pretty soon.
Let's see. Is it
Before the
the
end of the
19th?
playoffs, I think so. Like in the next week here.
October 19th. So a week from yesterday. 6 days.
It's kind of cool.
Wow.
Next last preseason game is tonight.
Okay. Los Knicks. Talking Knicks. Brooklyn at Milwaukee. Golden State at LA. The Lakers opening night Tuesday. So if you're sportsy, mark it. I think that's the sports. Baseball continues to be hot in the streets. Enjoy it.
Basketball right now, the only two headlines aren't fun. So
Yeah, no thanks. Hardest of passes. BBD, let's go on to the comment of the day. My Bakers, so many people in here right now. Gab, Hugh, Yo Elvis, Tom, Skrills, Feo, everyone, you guys are the best, as always. The comment of the day, Bakers, you know. We're up to 432 subs. Hello. Start subbing. 5K end of playoffs. I think we're there. Start subbing. I ask you guys to leave a comment. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about sports, baby. Let's talk about you and me. I'm on the live app. That is a really hard place to get the comments from. Last episode. What did we talk about last episode, BBD?
it was football recapping. It was right after the Renfro play hit into the stands, which I don't think we dwelled on too much. But
my God. This was on my birthday. Whoops.
Was your birthday?
I was younger then than I am now. Snarly Charlie also just turned 32. Thank you. Thanks for all the awesome content and hard work. Appreciate you. A lot of birthday love. That makes sense.
That adds up.
Let's see. A bunch of letters. That's not their username. Well, in a way it is. I can put this on my mother's soul. I was at the Cowboys game and was in the bathroom when punches were thrown.
Fighting the Giants-Cowboys game.
Ah. Damn. So I thought there was a fight in the bathroom. They missed the fight on the field because they were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Damn. And Basic Nerd, this is fun. From last episode, we talked cool dates. Basic Nerd said our wedding was on 4-3-2-1. That's fun.
Congrats.
I'm happy for you. I believe in you. So thank you guys for baking the algorithm. I actually lied. We're up to 433 subs.
You stepped up just now.
Needed that. I really needed that. We will finish with some quick bro of the nights. Let's see. Oh, how about fucking Albra Gruden?
Yeah.
You know, I kind of did I bruh him last episode because it was all
I don't
coming
think
out.
we knew about Gruden yet.
It wasn't
Monday.
out.
I think that night is when like
Yeah,
he
'cause
resigned.
it's on my
and-
birthday. I've done
Was
the
remember
Gruden
right.
impression a lot. Hey, even if I bruh him, I'll double bruh him. Man,
Bro, him again.
that stinks. He's gone.
It's like won't ever hear from that dude again.
He yeah, it just sucks, man. Just sucks. Like he was your fun, goofy uncle, and now he's your bad guy,
Uncle.
funkle.
This guy, he, by and large, is held in pretty high regard.
Yeah. Hey, and I feel like I've
Burned a
been
little.
bruhing a lot lately. A lot of people ask me to do like a final Gruden vid. There's really nothing to gain there, so I'll pass. Lamar Jackson again. I'll
Good player.
let me get his regular season record just to remind people. Lamar Jackson stats. Do you have a bro, BBD?
I've got a quadruple bruh ready to go.
Really? Quad bruh.
Yeah, it's going to Brian Holloway, Aaron Mizell, Will Toman, and Jacob Pritchett. Do you know who those people are?
No.
They, I believe, are in charge of the athletic communications website at North Carolina A&M. I was looking over there, wanted to see J.R. Smith's page. There's just no bio for him.
Really?
It's got a hilarious picture on the golf team's page. And it's just very because he looks different than the rest of the team because he's double their age,
Right.
more or less. There's no bios on anybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some full bios on specifically JR, but I would like the contrast of the rest of the players.
Yeah,
on
I'd
the
like
team.
bios.
I'd like you because I did that job.
Yeah.
So like you can do it because
It's pretty
I did
easy.
it.
Yeah.
That's like what the job is.
It's a simple conversation. Or hell, ask the players. Quad, bro.
Yeah, I mean it's you plug in what you have them fill out. JR, you might have to do it yourself,
But you could find that.
yeah,
You can find that.
JR has a Wikipedia page.
Sure does. He's got a basketball b-ball reference. He's got a lot of pages. Just a reminder, and this has become like a bi-weekly JJR reminder. Lamar Jackson's regular season record, 34-8.
Wow.
You want to know his stat line from the game Monday night? 37 for 43, an 86% completion percentage. 86%. 4 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. 14 for 62 on the ground. You know, whatever for him.
Casual.
And yeah, I think they came back from down 3 touchdowns, something like that. So yeah, talk about Lamar Jackson in as good of a light as a lot of other NFL guys. I understand running all the time doesn't work in the NFL. We've seen it a lot. But running sometimes is really good. It's actually necessary now.
Mm.
And,
It's
you
like
know,
the starting point.
a lot of quarterbacks get hot in the streets quick. Like, Herbert's hot in the streets right now. And he can be really good. Like, no shots fired, but, like,
Rooting for all of them, but
Lamar's got a lot under the belt. Down 22-3 in the third. And he led a comeback. It's, you know, it's a Colts team. It's a Colts team.
if you want to have a playoff talking point about him, sure, he kind of needs an extended playoff run somewhere in here, but
We'll get there. He's 24.
he's putting together an impressive resume, and he's my age.
24-year-old quarterback who's 34-8 career lifetime. Like a 3-to-1 touchdown ratio. It's all there. And by the way, sometimes it's the best athlete on the field. Get on the Lamar bus. Thank you guys, everyone that joined us live for the little happy hour and Wake and Jake. And we got a big crew in here for this. So I appreciate you guys jumping in. We didn't even really announce it because we weren't sure what we were doing. If you normally watch on Thursday, I hope you're watching right now and enjoying it. So much stuff on the John Boy Media Network. Talking baseball. JJR today was fun. Chris Rose rotations out. J&J TV. We're playing. We're gaming. Compound. Talking Nets. Talking G-Men. Talking Giants. Mansplain baseball. A little hey y'all from Ashland.
Farm to Fame.
Farm to Fame is out. Everything. Everything. Just a couple breakdowns. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
Watch the Bino tournament again if you didn't the first time.
Sports, Bino, Joe's. Love you.